Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, Temple Beth-El. It is Shabbat again, and this week we are at the Torah portion of Yitro, or the name Jethro in English. So Jethro is a Midianite priest. Midianites were not Israelites, but he was also Moses' father-in-law. So how does that work? Well, Moses was married to Yocheved, who was also not just not Jewish, she was a Midianite. And so this Torah portion continues with getting the 10 Commandments and a lot of thunder and lightning and shofar blasts. But I want to stick with the very beginning of the Torah portion. The reason Moses goes to Jethro, to Yitro, is because he's overwhelmed with the role that he has to play. Remember, Moses didn't ask God for this role. God gave it to Moses. Multiple times Moses says, I'm not the right fit. And again, God comes back and says, you are who I want. And a final time Moses says, because Moses was a stutterer, we learned, I don't even have the right speech. My tongue is circumcised. I cannot lead these people into the promised land. And God said, I've got you, and I'm putting your brother Aaron next to you to be your speech, to be your spokesperson. So at this very beginning of the Torah portion, Moses seeks out his father-in-law, again, not Jewish, but someone who he cares deeply about his opinion and his leadership. And Jethro says to Moses, you have too much on your shoulders. It's time that you allocate all of these different jobs to different people within your tribe. Basically, this is one of the first times we hear about in the Torah of a division of labor. And what's so wonderful and so different is that I think when it comes from outside of your tribe, literally in this case, sometimes we hear things differently. This Shabbat, I want you to think about who you best take advice from and who you don't take advice from. I want you to think about why sometimes hearing it from someone who doesn't often speak up or give advice seems more powerful than possibly the person you live with and who's your partner who says the same things hundreds of times over. Yet the one time someone else says it, outside of your tribe, outside of your couple, makes total sense. So this Shabbat, I hope you'll join me this evening. We have a baby naming, we have the choir. Tomorrow we have Torah study where we'll go a lot more in depth into getting the 10 Commandments. And a reminder, we do not have Sunday school this Sunday in honor of President's Day weekend. I hope that you all have a wonderful Shabbat. I hope that you're prepared for a double challah, a double portion like I spoke of last week. And may this weekend be one that is full of lots of advice that you want to follow and lots of people who help get you to where you want to go. Shabbat Shalom.